Hello, comic book guys and gals, and welcome to Comic Mag Musings. This handsome fellow is your host, Bill Miller. All right, I'm very excited because we have another Complete EC Library slipcase set. This one is the Haunt of Fear. So here is the front of it. This one does not have any plastic wrap. There is the spine. You can see it's a little beat up. And this is the back of it. So there are 5 volumes total. Issues 1 through 28. So we'll take a look. Since they're all the same title, we'll look at the first, third. I don't know. We'll look at all of them pretty quickly, though. All right. So as you saw, the slipcase was not in minty condition, but the books themselves are in minty condition. So on the front, this is volume 1, issues 1 through 6. On the front is, what? Which one is it? I don't know. I'm not sure which one this is. But there it is. So let's see if it tells us. Which one is it? All right, we're taking a quick detour so we can figure it out. No. There it is. So it's going to be issue 1, but we'll talk about that. So on the back is issue number 6. So of course, Haunt of Fear was a New Direction title. This slipcase set is from 1985. Produced by Russ Cochran, who was a longtime EC fan addict when he was just a lad, and I think he was a school teacher somewhere in the Midwest. He later in life befriended Bill Gaines, got access to nearly all of the original art, produced floppies with Gladstone Gemstone, produced these books, produced bigger black and white artist renditions, also produced portfolio sets, which had the covers and the inside of the cover on each one of those. So let's take a look. This is just like the other sets that we've looked at. The cover is in color, slick magazine paper. And the front and back of it. The back would be the inside of the front cover. And then the actual stories themselves are in black and white on, manila type textbook paper. Won't look at too many pages since we have 5 volumes to go through. But we will do a sampling. Now, I would like to keep this set. Obviously, I'm a big pre-code horror fan and a big fan of EC in general. So I'm going to try to keep this one. But we'll see. The Old Witch's Niche. So the Old Witch was the horror host for the Haunt of Fear. There were 3 hosts: the Vault Keeper, for Vault of Horror, The Old Witch for Haunt of Fear, and The Crypt Keeper for Tales from the Crypt. Beautifully rendered, very well put together. This is volume 2. It's got issue number 9 on the front. There's the spine. And we've got issue number 7 on the back. So we'll look at volumes 1, 3, and 5 in a little bit more detail. This is volume 3 with issue number 14 on the front. Take that in a little bit more. Ghastly Graham Ingalls. Be the cover artist there. Spine. Again, the books themselves are in excellent condition. Issue number 17, very famous cover on the back. It's unfortunate, the placement of the horror hosts on this one, because that's just incredible art that you don't want to cover up that way, but that's just the way it was. All right, let's take a look inside. That says the Vault of Horror, because they would swap stories that have a story of each in each other's comic mags. So this is a new trend title, right? Used to be a pre-trend title called Fat and Slat. It was a humor comic book, kind of a more of a juvenile humor comic book. Let me rephrase that. So it was humor aimed at juvenile audience. How about that? Well, we've already seen the Old Witch's Niche, so let's not show that again. So Fat and Slat with issue number 15 became Haunt of Horror. I'm sorry, Haunt of Fear. And Golden Age comic book publishers did that all the time, right? They would switch from one title to another without changing the numbering. Now they did that so they could avoid paying the second-class postage permits from the post office. Oftentimes that would work. We also have some text as well, with some breakdowns, interviews of creators, things like that. Oftentimes that would work. Sometimes it didn't. And in more than one case, EC was called to task for trying to get away with not paying the money to the post office they should have. So they were forced, after the first 3 issues, to renumber it, starting with 1. So technically it went issue 15, 16, and 17, and then issue number 18, the 4th issue. With that one, they were forced to restart it at issue number 1. So issue number 18 became issue number 1. Therefore, technically, there are 2 issues each of 15, 16, and 17, which can be a bit confusing. All right, that is volume 3. Here is volume 4 with issue number 18 on the front. There is the spine. And number 21 on the back. All right, then we have one more. That's volume number 5 with issue 27 on the front. Spine. And we've got 25 on the back. So Haunt of Fear, like all of the EC titles, particularly the horror, were extremely well written, extremely well rendered artistically. Just a joy to read. I've read them all in floppy form with the reprints, not the originals. Haunt of Fear is probably the least popular of the 3 horror titles, but still incredibly popular. And I think a couple of the stories from Haunt of Fear actually made it into the Tales from the Crypt HBO series. Because of that TV show, Tales from the Crypt, Crypt of Terror, Tales from the Crypt is probably the most popular EC horror title. Certainly the most popular comic book title. I'd say Mad in general is probably the most popular title, but probably the most popular comic book title, Tales from the Crypt. It's just a treat for the eyes. So one more. Since I haven't done a very good job until this point. All right, and that will do it. That is our sneak peek at the Complete EC Library of Haunt of Fear. I hope you enjoyed seeing those, and if you did, I would encourage you to subscribe and hit that notification bell. That way you're alerted as soon as I release new content. Thumbs up and comments are always appreciated. And remember, we're taking over the world. Heavy stuff. One comic book at a time.